Hey everybody, Brad Warren here. Just want to walk you through my early Steve Lukather patch. It's conveniently named Luk Early. Let's dive right in and look at it. So starting out for the amplifier, we've got the US Princess with the drive cranked up pretty high because Luk was playing with that old Rivera modded Princeton. So we're going to kind of emulate that for this era's sound with the drive pretty high, bass pretty low, because that's how I run my Princeton copy. It's a vintage sound 15. Once you get the volume cranked up, you got to start rolling the bass off. Mid about 6.3, treble at 8.1, presence completely off because there is no presence knob on that amp. Channel volume right dead center at 5, and the master wide open because on that amp there is no master. Everything else is pretty much left the same. For the cab, I've got a double cab set up, kind of like you might see in a studio. Got a 112 deluxe speaker with the 57 on it at the cap edge, off angle, with a high cut, right about 5K. I wanted to sweep a good bit of those spiky highs, but not too much. So for the other, we've got a 412 greenback 25 with the 57 dynamic right in the middle, backed off a little bit to again roll off a little bit of the highs on this one. We got it straight ahead to the high cut and hard panned the cabinets left and right respectively. Left, right. All right, so from there, kind of emulating a Strat sound while using my PRS, which notably does not have a single coil in the bridge. It does have a coil tap, but it's still a little beefier than a Strat. So this emulates this kind of sound. Without it. So we're carving out a lot of that beef. Let's hear those two chords without it. So you can hear how it brings that chime in. Behind that, we've got a compressor. I don't know, this just felt good for me for what I'm doing. Sensitivity at 5, mix at 61%, attack at 5, release at 4.1, and the level just right dead in the center. All right, so this is for that clean kind of slappy sound. Let's see, what is actually turned on next is a simple delay. So you get a little bit of the bang, bang. For me, it's going right, left. Without it, would be fine, like in a room. But listening on the record, you can hear a little slap. Longer than a slap, but anyway, after that, for all of the snapshots, we've definitely got the ADT going and giving that little bit of width to it. So without that, it's which is fine, especially if you're a single guitar player in a room by yourself. That's perfectly fine, but I like the width, which sounds more like what he has on tape. So let's kick those back on. That's going to be the clean slap patch so far. You can see the dynamic reverb on there, dynamic ambience. Check out all those settings. Feel free to copy these. And dynamic plate at the end to kind of give just that little bit of extra room sound, a little bigger room sound. So let's look at snapshot 2. Snapshot 2 is the dirty, just a plain dirty. It's kind of dark mainly for there's not a lot of width on this one, and what I did was split. So we've got a clean direct signal going, and the distortion also going parallel. Used a DS1 vintage or Ds1 vintage. You can see the settings there. Drive at 6.4, tone at 6.5, and level at 2.2. And I went parallel because when I put it right in line, I couldn't get the amount of fizziness he had with this sound without it being just too muddled. So having a clean running right here and the distortion parallel really helped that. So I like that sound. Everything else after that stays the same for this patch. All we did was turn off the EQ to thicken it up a little bit and turn off the compressor because I didn't need that for the dirty sound. Next up is the dirty chorus, which is most all of the fill parts that are dirty are like, or just gives it that width because we're going, a lot of those were going from this. Wrong chord there, but you get the idea. We jump back and forth from clean to... And those are playing, you know, background parts on the record, so that chorus is not super loud. For patch 3, so for patch 4, we've got the lead tone, which kind of centers up on the record. On this, I've got the EQs off, the compressors off, but I do have a simple pitch, just an octave up with a little bit of it in there because there's a lot of overtones when he's playing, and there may be a pitch shifter on the record too. I'm just not sure. So a lot of delay going on too, without the pitch though. It's with it on. Without it. With it. So I can hear it. So we've got the pitch shifter on there. Distortion's still in there. Down here, that delay's off. The cab's still on, obviously. The ADT is going the whole time. And then I've got an Adriatic delay afterwards to give that longer Steve Lukather sound. I just did a quick search of the internet I think it was a quote by one of his guitar techs. This is a more recent delay time, but I would assume it's kind of close because it's kind of close to the record. That this is what he was using at the time too. I just like the Adriatic delay. Stereo again. Because it gets that little bit of modulation on it. So that's why I like that. You can see the settings on that right here. Dynamic ambience is still on and dynamic plate still on. So those are the main 4 patches for this song, like the main 4 snapshots for this song. But I did add in a few extra things just for fun. So a clean, which that's a little dirty because I've got my humbucker on, but a clean without this simple delay on. So if you just want or you can turn it on. Let's turn that back off. a crunchy kind of slap. So turning the EQ off and the compressor off. Both of those off with some distortion and leaving that kind of long for a slap, but 450 millisecond delay on there. Give you a clean chorus, which you can rearrange these if you want to. So there's that. Almost Purple Rainy. And then a clean tri-chorus, which I forgot to mention earlier, is after the amp on some of the other clean patches, but which other one is that tri-chorus on? Not the first one, not the second one. Ah, tri-chorus is on the dirty chorus patch. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in again and checking out my Line 6 preset for the Line 6 Helix. It's the Luk Early preset is what I named it. You can find it on Line 6 CustomTone. Just search bradwarrenmusic and look up Luk Early, which is L-U-K Early, under the Helix presets. And I hope you enjoy. Got more demos coming your way and more presets coming your way. Thanks again.
Me too.